Hey, Shalom, Kol Halal Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and a sincere salutations to you, Akim and Akwaf around the four corners of the globe, believing and pushing this truth in all sincerity. May the blessing of election be upon your houses. This is your fellow servant, Rawchaa from the GMS Orlando camp, and tonight I want to go into a lesson concerning time. All right. And there's many avenues you can go when speaking on time. But what I really want to hone in on tonight is how great of a commodity our time is in this truth. And how important it is to delegate and use your time wisely. You know, and, tonight's lesson really comes inspired off of some conversation I was overhearing at the workplace today. And just sitting there listening to Jake and they folly, man. It really got me to meditating on how great of a commodity our time is, and how what you give your time over to really reflects in your speech, it reflects in your actions, it reflects in your walk, it reflects in your character overall. What you give your time over to is what you are. It's who you are. And the reason why you see the majority of our people, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and American Indians, so bugged out and out of this world is because they give their time over to folly, And as it says in Ecclesiastes, the 10th chapter and the 6th verse, folly is set in great dignity. And here in American Babylon the Great, folly is the best, it's the greatest pastime. Folly is the greatest pastime here in American Babylon the Great. Our people give their lives, their whole lives over to folly. And it reflects in their character, it reflects in their speech, man. Sitting there listening to Jake, they have no conversation outside of money, hoes, clothes, getting high, and getting drunk on the weekend. Our people live for the weekend. They serve no other purpose than to work Esau Edom's job through the week, wait for the weekend to get high and get drunk, and then do it all over again. Outside of that, they serve no purpose, man. Our people are sick, like it says in Isaiah, the 1st chapter. And that's why the Lord is coming to cut them off, man, because it's better to die than to live in continual sickness like our people have been doing for many generations, man. But nevertheless, man, let's go ahead and get into this. All right. I really want to start off with the definition of commodity. All right. And this is it. All right. This is commodity off the etymology online. All right. It says benefit, profit, welfare. It says a convenient or useful product. Let's see. Let's take it down. It says article of merchandise, anything movable of value that can be bought or sold, property, possession. All right. So a commodity is basically a valuable merchandise. All right. That you can buy or sell. All right. And now what does it say about this truth? All right. Let's get Proverbs 23 and verse 23. It says, buy the truth and sell it not. Also wisdom and instruction and understanding. All right. And how do we buy this truth? Seeing that we don't, the truth isn't able to be bought with fiscal, tangible money. You just can't walk up to somebody, give them $100 and say, give me the truth. It doesn't work like that. How do you buy this truth? All right. You buy this truth with your time. All right, that is our greatest commodity is time. One of our greatest commodities at that. Let me rephrase that. Time is one of our greatest commodities. All right. And time is how we buy this truth. All right. It says, buy the truth and sell it not. Also wisdom and instruction and understanding. All right. And we buy the truth, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding with our time, man. All right. By giving our time over to meditating on the things of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. That's why it says in Joshua, the 1st chapter. Let's go ahead and get that. All right, this is Joshua chapter 1 and verse 8. It says, this book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. All right, so you see, once we begin to give our time and our mind over to the ways and the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Then we begin to make our ways prosperous and have good success. All right. Then we begin to be instructed in the ways of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. All right. We begin to be more, become more adept with the ways and the will of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. All right. So let's get one more and then we'll move on with the lesson. All right. This is going to be Ecclesiasticus or Sirach, chapter 39 and verse 1. All right. It says, "But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient, and be occupied in prophecies. He will keep the sayings of renowned men, and where subtle parables are, he will be there also. He will seek out the secrets of grave sentences, and be conversant in dark parables." And right now, what we're reading is once you begin to, give your mind and your time over to the law of the Most High, then your character starts to change, man. All right, it starts to reflect in your conversation. It starts to reflect in your actions and in your walk. All right, you begin to be more conversant in dark parables. All right, you begin to seek out the wisdom of the ancient. Your character starts to change and develop to that of a man or woman of the Heavenly Father. Which is exactly what we're striving to be in this lifetime. All right, a man or a woman of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. Of that hopefully elect. But it says, "He that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient, and be occupied in prophecies. He will keep the sayings of renowned men, and where subtle parables are, he will be there also. He will seek out the secrets of grave sentences, and be conversant in dark parables. He shall serve among great men, and appear before princes. He will travel through strange countries, for he hath tried the good and the evil among men. He will give his heart," meaning his mind, "to resort early." He will give his heart, meaning your mind, "to resort early to the Lord that made him, and will pray before the Most High, and will open his mouth in prayer, and make supplication for his sins." Hey, and that goes to, changing your character once you begin to give your mind over to Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. Like it says in Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter, "Seek now thy Creator in the days of thy youth." All right, it says he will give his heart to resort early to the Lord that made him, and will pray before the Most High, and will open his mouth in prayer, and make supplication for his sins. All right, begin to get in that repentant state, But let's get back to it. All right, this is back in Proverbs 23 and 23. It says, "Buy the truth and sell it not. Also wisdom and instruction and understanding." All right. We understand that the way we buy this truth is with our time. All right. And that's how we begin to gain wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. All right. Is by buying the truth with our time. Let's get Sirach, chapter 30, 38, and let's see, and 24. All right, it says, "The wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure, and he that hath little business shall become wise." All right, so let's look up this word for leisure. All right, we're going to read it again. It says, "The wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure." So what is leisure? This is leisure on the etymology online. It says free time, time at one's disposal, opportunity to do something. Chance, occasion, opportune time, lack of hurry, capacity, ability, freedom. And we find ourselves, man, always in a hurry in this society. Because Esau Edom is so much of a goddamn devil. He's made it to where, your time is always occupied with something. That's another reason why Esau Edom, the so-called white man, has to be taken out, man. He has to be destroyed. Because he knows that our people learn by opportunity of leisure, man. If he gives us too much leisure time, then we'll be our people will start to get more wise, man. That's why you see this uprise in knowledge during this whole COVID-19 lockdown, because people have leisure time now. They got fired off their job. They don't have a job. They're not working. So all that's to do is sit in the house and watch YouTube, sit in the house and Google all damn day, So the things that they were wondering about, they can get more information, and they damn sure gonna run across the prophets of the Lord, the prophets of Yahweh Shem Yahushua if they're watching YouTube. That's for sure. Everybody knows about the truth now. It's all over the internet. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, YouTube, Facebook, whatever you get on, the truth is there. All right, and people are able to now now are beginning to get this truth in abundance, because they have an abundance of leisure time, free time, a chance to do something, opportune time, lack of hurry. They're not in a hurry no more, so they got time to sit down and watch videos. They got time to sit down and learn, and that's how wisdom comes. That's how understanding and instruction comes, by leisure time. By giving your time over to something spiritual and productive, you're able to, build yourself up, build your character. And that's exactly why Esau Edom has our people working 9 to 5s or 9 to 9s, worrying about car insurance, health insurance, rent, car insurance, fucking this insurance, that insurance, this bill, that bill. Constantly got your mind occupied and in a hurry, so you have no other time to, give your mind over to the Heavenly Father. Your mind is occupied elsewhere. That's why Esau Edom has to be taken out, man. It says idleness, inactivity. So it's like you, man. This is just, it's cold to me, man. It's cold to me. It says, when one has time, let me see. Opportunity afforded by freedom from necessary occupations. All right, so we're going to read that scripture again. All right, this is Sirach 38 and verse 24. It says, the wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure. All right, what is leisure? Free time. All right. It says, the wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure. That's why these different elites, have the knowledge that they have on the left-hand side, because they have so much leisure time, man. They don't have to worry about the things that Jake has to worry about on a day-to-day basis. They're not in trouble as other men, And that's why 2/3 of our people are bugged the hell out of this world. So like man, these people is walking past the whip, man. But that's why 2/3 of our people is bugged the hell out of this world, man, because they don't have the leisure time to, build their spirit, to build their mind. When they get off of work, they're trying to unwind, man. They're trying to relax, and our people find relaxation and a way to rewind through the bottle, or through a joint, or through, a nickel bag, through some coke, through Basketball Wives, or some other folly TV show. That's how people are unwinding this day and age, man. Instead of giving their mind and their time over to the laws and the ways of Yahweh Shem Yahushua to relax, to unwind, they turn to these different follies, which has led into their destruction. Leading into their destruction. But let's keep reading and we'll close it out. It says, the wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure, and he that have little business shall become wise. How can, and that's another thing about this truth, man. When you begin to, gain this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, your business becomes little, man. You're not worried about going clubbing. You're not worried about having the finest clothes, the finest hose, the finest materials, man. You're worried about getting this truth, man. You're worried about watching videos, doing videos, and doing the work of the Lord, man. And reading, studying, and praying and fasting. That's what you're worried about, man. Your business becomes little. And in that, the Lord has it set up perfect, because once we begin to gain this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, then our business becomes little, and we have more opportunity to become wise in the ways and the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Man, the Lord is so beautiful, man. You can't deny the majesty, man, the omnipotency, the magnificence of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. It just can't be denied, man. The Lord has everything planned and mapped out. Everything works full circle. Everything is balanced. Everything is balanced, man. It says, how can he get wisdom that holdeth the plow, and that glorieth in the gold, that driveth oxen, and is occupied in their labors, and whose talk is of bullocks? He giveth his mind to make furrows, and is diligent to give the kind fodder. So every carpenter and workmaster that laboreth night and day, and they that cut the grave seals, and are diligent to make great variety, and give themselves to counterfeit imagery, and watch to finish a work. The smith also sitting by the anvil, and considering the iron work. The vapor of the fire wasteth his flesh, and he fighteth with the heat of the furnace. The noise of the hammer and the anvil is ever in his ears, and his eyes look upon the pattern of the thing that he maketh. He setteth his mind to finish his work, and watcheth to polish it perfectly. So doth the potter sitting at his work, and turning the wheel about his feet, who is always careful, set at his work, and maketh all his work by number. He fashioneth the clay with his arm, and both down his strength before his feet. He applieth himself to lead over, and is diligent to make clean the furnace. All these trust in their hands, and every one is wise in his work. Without these cannot a city be inhabited, and they shall not dwell where they will, nor go up and down. They shall not be sought for in public council, nor sit high in the congregation. They shall not sit on the judge's seat, nor understand the sentence of judgment. They cannot declare justice in judgment, and they shall not be found where parables are spoken. But they will remain in the they will maintain the state of the world, and all their desire is in the work of their craft. And that just said a lot of what we're talking about. All right, it said they shall not be sought for in public counsel. Why? Because they're not giving their mind over to the law and the counsel of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, wise and righteous counsel. They're giving their time over to folly, man. You know, nor sit in the congregation. They shall not sit in the judge's seat. Why? Because they haven't been building their way. They haven't been learning the ways of judgment, man. They haven't been learning righteous judgment. They haven't been rehearsing righteous acts. They haven't been well rehearsed in the ways and the judgment of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. They've been well rehearsed in the ways of folly. That's why it's important to delegate and use our time wisely, man. And I'm not only speaking to y'all, Akim and Akwaf out there. I'm speaking to myself as well, man. You know, we can all use our time wisely, more wisely. You know, and it just made it even more clear to me listening to Jake's conversation today, man. You know, our time could be used way more wisely than we're using it right now, man. You know, it's time to really, you know, buckle down, man. It says, but they will maintain the state of the world. And that's exactly what our people are doing, man. They're maintaining the state of this world. You can't tell a nigga that America is not going down. You can't tell a nigga America is not the kingdom of heaven. Our people maintain the state of this world, and that's why the Lord is going to take them out when he comes, man, because they're going to be found enemies. It says, and all their desire is in the work of their craft. So, you know, with that being said, man, use and delegate your time more wisely. All right. It's not only speaking to you, but myself as well. All right. What you give your time over to is what you are and who you are. All right. And we want to be found as men and women of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right. We want to be found as leaders, you know, and not followers in this world. We want to be the light and not the darkness in this world. All right. But in order to achieve that state of being a light and being a leader, we have to give our time and our mind over to the will and the ways of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, point blank, period. You know, but with that being said, you know, Akim and Akwaf, stay up out there. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. All right, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who were well, and sincere salutations to you, Akim and Akwaf, from the four corners of the globe. All right, Shalom.